Hello, let's continue on with our advanced differentiation. Today we're going to talk about derivatives of inverse functions. So let's go ahead and get started. Derivative of the inverse. Here's a formula that you kind of need to know. So that assume f is differentiable in 1-to-1 with an inverse of g of x. If b belongs to the domain of both g of g and f prime of g of b is not equal to 0, then g prime of b exists, and you can find it using this formula. So here's how we do it. Okay, calculate g prime of x, where g of x is the inverse of the function x to the fourth plus 10 on the domain when x is greater than or equal to 0. So what I would do is I would start by finding g of x. Okay, so if you don't remember, to find the inverse of a function, we switch our x and y, and then we solve for y, which should be a minus 10. So we could take the fourth root, which is the same as saying the 1/4 power. So this is going to be g of x. Now once we've done that, g prime of x is pretty easy to find. We're going to multiply by 1/4, x minus 10 to the negative 3/4 when we subtract 1. And then the derivative of x is just 1. Derivative of negative 10 is 0. So this is going to be our answer here. Okay, didn't even use this rule up here. Now let's go ahead and use the rule. We can find g of 1 by doing this. Okay, so x is going to be equal to e to the x when x equals 0. Okay, so hang on. Let me rephrase that. 1 plus x is going to be equal to x when x equals 0. So 1 plus 0 is 1. E to the 0 is also 1. So hopefully that makes sense there. So that happens when x equals 0. So what that means is if I want to find g prime of 1 using that formula, we're going to do 1 over f prime of g of 1. So we're going to do 1 over f prime. G of 1 is actually 0. So then our derivative, f prime of x, is going to be 1 plus e to the x. So we're going to plug that in. We're going to do 1 over 1 plus e to the 0, which is 1/2. I probably should have found my derivative first just to help you out there. Okay, next problem, you do need to memorize these derivatives here of arcsine, arc cosine, or inverse sine, inverse cosine. You'll see them both. So remember, this is also the same as sine to the -1, and this is the same as cosine to the -1, or the inverse of cosine is also called arc cosine. So there's a bunch of formulas here that you do need to know for the AP exam. You need to have those memorized. So make sure you have those written down. You can write the second box in place of example 3 because we're not going to do example 3. So go ahead and hit pause and copy those down. Make sure you have them. And we are going to find f prime of 1/2, where f is arcsine of x squared. Okay, so the formula for the derivative of arcsine or inverse sine is 1 over, I'm going to write this over here, 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. But in this case, notice our x squared is actually, our x is actually x squared. Okay, so we're going to plug that in. We're going to do 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. So if I square that, I actually get x to the 4th. But I also need to use the chain rule and multiply by the derivative of the inner part so that I get 2x. If I plug in 1/2, f prime of 1/2 is going to give me 1 over the square root of 1 minus 1/16. So 1/2 to the 4th power is 1/16. times 2 times 1/2, which cancels. So we really just need to simplify this. I have 1 over the square root of 15/16, which gives me, multiplied by the reciprocal, the square root of 16 over 15, or 4 over the square root of 15. And you can leave it like that on the AP exam. I know we taught you to rationalize in other classes. Okay, last one, inverse cosecant. The formula here is negative 1 over the absolute value of x times the square root of x squared minus 1. So what we're going to do is we are going to do negative 1 over the absolute value of e to the x plus 1 times the square root of e to the x plus 1 squared. Don't know what happened there. Squared e to the x plus 1 squared minus 1. And then we have to multiply by the derivative in here. So the derivative of that is just e to the x. And then we can go ahead, we're finding this at 0, so we're going to go ahead and plug in 0. So we're going to have negative e to the 0 over e to the 0 plus 1 inside our absolute value times e to the 0 plus 1 quantity squared minus 1. So I'm going to write this here because I want to make sure I'm not linking things that aren't actually equivalent the way I have them written, which is a big deal in the AP exam. So I plug this in, I get negative 1 over 2 times the square root. This ends up giving me 4 minus 1, which is, again, leave it. You don't need to rationalize. They don't care about that in the AP exam. You're good. Okay, so here's your summary. You need to have these memorized. Okay, and then notice that I did change your assignment. Instead of going to 37 odds, we're going to 35 odds. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a great day.